started confiding in one of my friends at my high school about these experiences, and he said, you know what, I have a friend that you should talk to. And so he introduced me to her, and she gave me this book, and it was about astral travel. And I read this book, and I said, oh my God, that's what I'm doing. That's what this is. And, I've been really close friends with both of them ever since.
Oh, cool.
But, I mean, the only reason I believe in it is because of that. I have no other explanation for it, and that's the best way I can describe it right now. So, I believe that beliefs aren't a choice so much as, natural reaction to stuff that happens to you,
Yeah. Now, who was the author of the book? Was that Albert Taylor? Was that his book?
No, it was actually DJ Conway, I think. It was one of her books.
Yeah.
And, her books are alright. I mean, now that I've read some other stuff, I don't prefer her books quite so much anymore, but it was a really good introduction to it for somebody like me who would have probably been very scared and confused at the heavier books by, say, Astral Dynamics by Robert Bruce and things like that. So
Yeah. Robert Bruce, I think...
It wasn't bad for a first...
Yeah, I think I once had Robert Bruce's out-of-body experience in 30 days, which I don't know, I just couldn't get into that, but
yeah, I looked at it myself, and I don't think I would be able to do it now, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's it makes it look pretty difficult. I mean, I agree with a lot of things. I think, I believe in energy work and things like that as a prerequisite, just because it makes it so much easier than if you're like me and, it's just so much harder and scarier to go through all that without having some, experience beforehand, something to prepare you,
Yeah.
So.
Well, like, I've never had one, so I don't know whether they are really real for me yet, so I'm still a little bit on the skeptic side, but what I have read is that, and you did mention sleep paralysis, that when you reach sleep paralysis, there is a few things you can do to travel out of the body that way during sleep paralysis instead of going back to sleep or wielding. Is there anything you've found out about that? Like any specific things that I might want to try if I find myself in sleep paralysis again?
Yeah, I mean, the easiest way, I think, is, just when you're in the sleep paralysis, well, you might want to do this beforehand. This is where the energy work stuff comes in handy. You want to really be able to feel your etheric body and identify with that and link your consciousness to that instead of your physical body, which, it helps if you do things like Tai Chi, Qigong, that type of thing that helps you feel that energy. So when you get to the sleep paralysis, you can kind of start to separate, like you try to move that part of yourself.
Yeah.
And once you've got even just a hand or a finger part of that self moving, it's much easier to just, go right out, pull on a rope or roll yourself out. Those are popular techniques, but in my opinion, the best thing to do beforehand is to do something like Tai Chi or do a meditation where you're sitting still and you're trying to feel that energy, and you just feel very quiet. You quiet yourself, and you feel something kind of resonating, and it's not your pulse and it's not your breath, but it feels a lot like you're breathing. You can actually physically feel this if you stay still and you relax enough. And I believe that that is like your energy. And so once you know what it feels like, it's much easier to start feeling that is you, the real you, instead of your physical body, and sort of try to move that when you're, take advantage of the sleep paralysis, which forces your physical body to stay still, and then, try to move that part of yourself, and then have your consciousness go with it. So that would be my my advice of what you can try, really.
Okay.
That's the easy way, I guess you could say.
All right. Well, so I'm gonna shift gears again a bit here. Are you involved in any Dreamviews projects? Things on the forum, like Jeff, I think mentioned something, but in the interview, but I can't remember what it was.
It was probably the book project.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm heading the book project, which is basically an attempt to get all of the factual information we have on lucid dreaming and kind of put it together in one convenient place.
Yeah.
Kind of, for all the newbies to read. So because I love Dreamviews, but the threads, there are a lot of myths about dream control and lucid dreaming, and and as much as I have interested beyond dreaming material, I think it's very important to separate what's fact from what's theory, or what's sort of a belief. And so I really hope that we can do that. We can present just the facts and say, okay, here's the baseline that we can all work from and we can all agree with, because that's what the experts and the scientists say it is. And and have that as sort of a good resource for everyone to go back and look at. So that's kind of the goal for the book project right now. And as far as other things, actually I was promoted to Dream Guide today.
Really?
So I'll be back on Dreamviews, helping the newbies and going into on topic and hopefully helping out as much as possible. So it's a good day.
Well, yeah, congratulations. I did not know about this until now, so that's pretty exciting to hear. And everyone's saying that you're well deserving of it. And just one last question before we get to other people's questions. I think you may have already covered this, but is there any other future goals that you have at Dreamviews or with dreaming in general at all?
The goals at Dreamviews, that would be to finish the book project. Definitely, that's probably a big one. And I want to stick around and do a good job with the other dream guides and help some of the people who are new to it, and hopefully inspire them and make them feel like just because you're not a natural doesn't mean you can't do this, because you can if you spend enough time on it, and if you keep trying, you can do it every night. So my personal goal is right now, because of work and school-related stress, I'm down to only 2 lucid dreams a night as my average, and I would like to get it up to 4 again by the end of the year. So that's my goal for this year.
Oh yeah. Well, that's good. So, okay, I think we're going to go to some questions. So, if anyone wants to go on to Mike, just say so in the chat, and then I'll tell you to go. Then you can unmute your mic and then ask her the question. So, does anyone want to go on to microphone and ask Naiya a question? Okay, so they're going to type and ask. Okay, sure, fine.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, does anyone have any questions? Yeah, I won't forget, Jeff. Okay, so Jeff here has a question. He says, if you could give advice to people new to lucid dreaming, what would be a few fundamentals that you would like to reaffirm that they make sure that they're diligent with?
Well, I would say when you first start in lucid dreaming, start a dream journal. That's probably the most important thing. Start a dream journal pay attention to your dreams, and I don't know, this is a personal thing, but